power of having habits and not just being in hustle mode. So that instead of your income coming, I made some money, 3 months go by, I'm not making no money, you can make money consistently. It's time to stabilize our income by establishing habits and leveraging social media. It's the best tool. It's free. It's in our pocket. What are we doing? So we're going to talk about it today. But first, my favorite part of the show, this part of the show is brought to you by Moon Jug Water. If you still drinking Kroger water, listen, your brain can't even function right. You got microplastics in your brain. You got all types of stuff going on. If you want real water, straight from the source, only in glass, straight to your door, or you can find it in local health food stores, go to moonjug.com. So now, my part of the show, bring it in the Zoom. Here we go. Bring it in the Zoom. Bring it in the Zoom. Bring it in the Zoom. Hey, bring it in the Zoom. Bring it in the Zoom. Bring it in the Zoom. Okay, we're here. Well, good morning, good evening. What to do? How are you? Who do you? Happy Sunday too. I am the sound of money in your ear. Avant, that's deal double L. I'm often imitated, never duplicated. They call me the $1 billion babe, aka the pitch queen, aka the people's coach, aka Coach Dollar Bill. And you are in the dollhouse. This is the home of high value entrepreneurs. Over here, y'all, it is day number 60. It is March. Like, what? Hold on. Hold on. See, this is why I did the 100-day challenge, because everybody's like, oh, the new year. You turn around, it's March. Now, what did you say you were going to do? Were you in the fake holiday mode, fake holiday time? You were like, oh, yeah, I'm getting it together. 2026 is my time. It's my time. All of that. And you said you were going to do X, Y, Z, A, B, and C. Have you done it? I know it's not just me. So anyway, most of y'all, hey, y'all streaming. What's up? I see y'all on the stream. I do the bringing in the Zoom song before I bring on the Zoom, because apparently people like to bring it in the Zoom song. So if you go watch the replays, folks on Zoom, you'll hear it. But like, we used to sing that in Sunday school, not bringing in Zoom, obviously. But anyway, the 100-day challenge is designed to really put some structure around all this energy. Y'all are geniuses. I mean, brilliant. I'm talking about off the charts brilliant. And it's just like, whatever you went through, whatever childhood, whatever, we're fully grown now. We're at the point where we can no longer blame nobody, your mama, and we can't blame nobody for the results that we're getting or not getting in our business at this point. So it's like, what if I just invested in myself? What if I gave 100% of my best effort 100% of the time for 100 days? What if I follow my intuition 100% of the time for 100 days? Could I get some things accomplished? Could something get different? Listen, I'm here to normalize greatness. I'm here to help brilliant Black people escape the matrix. We are going to get off the financial grid and start moving in a way that's in line with all this greatness. You know what I'm saying? Greatness for what? Be great for what? So we could do something. We shouldn't just be stuck and struggling and still trying to figure out how we're going to pay our bills and stuff. Like, you need to be using your brain power and your bandwidth for other stuff. Okay, we are literally at war. You got a whole nation talk about chanting, talk about death to America right now. What does that mean? What does that entail? What could be going on? All I know is we need to get our money together, get us some cash flow, so we could purchase some assets, not the U.S. dollar. I want you to know that everybody wealthy, everybody I know is preparing for the crash of the U.S. dollar. So if you got all your money, all your assets in USD, you are not out the way. I need you to get out the way. So we just purchase some assets, leverage those assets, and you go ahead and fund your lifestyle, you know what I'm saying, and move out the way, whether that's leaving the country or just, I wouldn't be in a major city right now. Just me personally in America, I wouldn't. I would be outside, 20, 30, 40 minutes outside the city. You don't know what's going to happen. What these people finna do, we don't know. All I know is we got time to drop bombs on countries without asking Congress. All I know is we're at the mercy, whether you support this man or not. I hope you do. I hope you trust him, because we are at the mercy of whoever, whatever they want to do. They're not asking nobody. They're not going through no channels. You know what I'm saying? So I feel better, just me personally. I feel better about having resources where I can move my family around. We're working on second and third passports. Okay. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? And so what I'm here to do is normalize thinking about the fact that, just like the Great Migration, 1910s, 1970s, our people, you know what I'm saying? We didn't just stay in the South. We went North, we went West. We did what we had to do. Make a moves. You know what I mean? Like, let me go look for some opportunity to do what I need to do. And in 2026, we have to have the same level of courage so we can make the great escape. We can just move out the way. Like, why are we going to just sit here and just talk about what T.I. and 50 Cent and them doing? Now, listen, I love Tip. I'm happy that he done dropped a new song. He back outside. I didn't know all his kids were this talented. He got Jimi Hendrix. He got the next Kendrick, and the other would sound like Lil Wayne mixed with a trap rapper, and the other, apparently the little girls could say. I think that's amazing. They want to go crazy. Y'all, if you go on my Instagram, the first picture on there, you got to go all the way to the bottom. You'll see me at the party. It was my homegirl's birthday party, who used to be whatever, married to whatever, Music Soul Child, who was in, what's the 702? Anyway, Tiny's in the picture. I know these people. When I was in the patchwork, standing in the studios, singing the song, I'll play this music for y'all one day. I think that was the day we were recording I Don't Care. I think it was. Anyway, somebody just busted in the studio. I was like, I'm in the booth. I'm like, what is going on? Who is that? Tip. He in there over there talking, who is that? He want to know who. I'm just saying. I'm not talking just to talk. I'm telling you, we don't have time to worry about 50 Cent getting into it with Tip them. We got to focus. Get our money together so we can be all right. Because they're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you. They're co-opting right now. Right now. CNN is being co-opted. Now, I personally, I didn't think they were the greatest news outlet of all time. But I mean, we had some sense of, some people were saying one thing, and at least we had a whole other side going on, or somebody pretending to be neutral. That's gone now. CBS, gone. MSNBC, they spun that off. They ain't got no money. They going down. Gone. CNN about to be gone. Fox, we already know. I don't know what ABC them doing, but that's Disney, so we saw what happened there. I don't know. I'm just saying, where are you going to get your news from? By the time they tell you, by the time you find out, it's going to be too late. So we got to move differently. So if y'all are here about this life, that's why I do this every day. So let us get into it, shall we? Today, we're going to talk about, we're not hustling anymore. Get that out of our vocabulary. We're not just showing up, oh my God, I had such a great day, but you can't replicate that. I need that to be every day. Let's normalize making $10,000 a month, because we can. $200-$300 a day, a couple of sales here and there a day on average. Why not? Why not? Why not? Do you have something that if you sat down and taught a whole day workshop, or you put all of your knowledge about just one particular topic and you help somebody solve it from beginning to end, you gave them the whole solution. You gave them frameworks or modules or training or videos or whatever. That's worth at least $500. This is a real question. Do you really think you can actually get somebody a real tangible transformation? Teach them how to do something that will be worth at least $500. Okay. If the answer is yes, then I need you to do some basic math with me. 200 people purchasing something from you for $500 is $100,000. Do you believe that there are at least 200 people that need this thing that you could provide for them and really give them a real transformation in their life and business? Yeah, they exist. So you got the value. These people exist. So what's the gap? The gap is we have to have enough of a skill set developed to where we can actually take what's in our head, put it in front of the right people, have enough people to see it and hear the narrative and get involved and have an experience of it to where they want to raise their hand and purchase something from you. That's literally all. So today we're going to stop hustling like, oh my God, I just met this random person and yay, and start thinking about how do we create a system where that happens all the time. So, all this grinding and all of that, we're not doing that anymore. We're building systems because we don't have to, they keep saying, oh, you got to work twice as hard to get half as much and all that. No, that's programming. Do y'all know? Let me give you an example of programming. How does the ABC song go? We all know the answer. A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S T U V W X Y and Z. Now I know my ABC. Next time what you see with me. Okay, do you know they changed the alphabet song? They changed it. So now it's A B C D E F G. I can't even say it. H I J K L M N O P Q R S T U W X Y Z. I'm not making this up. They changed it. And in the end, it's not even that. It's like something else. Now I never will forget something about my ABC. It's a mess. It's an entire mess. And so the level of, do you feel how weird that feels? You feel like in your soul.
That sounds crazy.
Exactly. In your soul, in your spirit, you just like, okay, whatever you're doing, absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? You can't even, like, I couldn't even, it's like, what comes after P? I don't know the answer because that's not how it goes. This is what programming is. This is a great example of programming because we grew up in a world where you're supposed to struggle, it's supposed to be hard, and everybody can't make it. And some people go make it, some people just lucky, some people just know somebody, you gotta know somebody, you gotta have money to make money and all this kind of stuff. We've been programmed to believe that. Okay. And so when I come along and tell you, listen, abundance is your birthright, like you don't have to struggle. Come over here. What they need? Give me that language. Do it like this, and boop boop, and it's gonna work. You're gonna make some money. If you go ahead on. What's your income goal? 300,000. Okay, do it like this. What's your income goal? Oh, if I can make 5,000 a month, oh great. Do it like this. But guess what? When I say that, it doesn't compute because you learned the original ABC song because they told you it was hard out here and the struggle is real and all of that. And I'm like, well, the struggle's not real for me. I'm opting out. I'm opting out of the chaos. I'm opting out. I'm getting off the financial grid. I'm not doing it. If somebody else can struggle. Me and my family, but me and my house, we're not struggling. We're not doing that. So the job comes from getting off the old programming that tells you, oh man, oh, I don't know. Oh, they just got something better than you. Oh, they just something that you don't have. They can do it, but you can't. And I come in with another program. You have to get off the old programming and sit in the middle of the very uncomfortable, this is weird, what on earth feeling, and then adopt the new programming. And that transition is that Bermuda Triangle. That's where most people fall off in their business. So today we're changing that. I've done enough groundwork. It's day 60. It's March 1st. And we need to March 4th. Let's go. So right now, if you stepped away from your business for 30 days, just 30 days, but like did not, touch your business, what would happen? For most people, it wouldn't be no money, no income, nothing. Okay. Because right now, the income that you make is attached to your direct activity. There's no machine in the background that runs whether you're present or not. And that's just a fact. That's where we are right now. And so that's fine. It's a design flaw. So we just need to change the way that we have our business design. You wake up in the morning, it's like, okay, let me see what I need to do. Okay, let me dot. You still waking up like that every day. Every week. It's Sunday. You should be planning for your next week if you hadn't done that already. And most of us are just like, okay, let me see. And then you go to whatever opportunity is right there in front of you at the time. That's all right. We're going to switch over. We're switching off the old way of showing up. And we're going to come over here and do it the better way. Okay. Now, ask yourself this question. The last time you made a lot of money, what to you is considered a lot of money in your business, or like you just landed this client or you got a really good deal or something, just, woo, I made this money, didn't even know that was coming. If you can remember that time, maybe it was your first early clients, or maybe your first, contract, or a new time you started selling a new program for the first time. What was different about that season of your life? What were you doing that you maybe weren't doing before and probably haven't been doing consistently since then? So most of the time when we make money, things start to move in our business, even if it's temporary, it's because we're at a conference Or we're at an event and we move into a new space, we start a new program. So we're like launching something. So we like start off talking to a lot of people. Bah, 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 bah. Maybe you ran a promotion or you had a speaking engagement. Somebody put you on a stage in front of a bunch of people, a bunch of new eyes to your work. You went to an event, and like I said, we're having a bunch of conversations over 2 days, 50 or 100 people that you talk to in a couple days. Something external got you fired up, and then your energy spiked. You started actually talking to humans. And a conversation is content. You know that, right? Whether you're talking one-on-one or posting online, it's still a conversation. So your content, your conversations increased, and then you make some money. But then the new wears off. You know, you leave the conference, the launch is over, the promotion is, holiday season is gone or whatever. And then you basically drop back down to the way you were moving before. Because that's really your baseline, your default. So you're not really posting anything, you're not having conversations with people, you're not necessarily reaching out to people. And so you don't have the pipeline. You don't have any warm, hot people in the circle of interest that you're supposed to be reaching out to. So, a couple months go by and then you're like, man, I'm not making no money. Oh my God, I don't know what to do. You're back to that. Okay. It's a cycle. And that's how you know you're moving based off of hustle and based off of inspiration and motivation and all of that instead of building systems. Again, your business should be pretty boring. It should be, yeah, we made another $30,000-$40,000 last month. Yep. We did the same thing. That's what we did. We did it again and it worked again. You know what I mean? Like, send it to the bookkeeper because, yep, we got money in the bank. Here, do the thing again. It should feel like that. Okay. So you have these bursts of energy and nothing happens in between. You have a spike of contacts of people you're talking to and then flatline. It's like I'm sending messages, I'm going crazy for the 2-3 days of the festival when everybody's in town. This is my concern. This is why they tapped me to help prepare the businesses for the World Cup in Atlanta. Because what's going to happen is everybody's like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Contract opportunities, blah, blah, fee for this and that, whatever it is. And then after this summer, when they leave, it's going to go back to burnt. That's not sustainable. You're not going to make enough money to retire in 2-3 weeks over the summer. So you need something that's going to be a system that's going to keep you going. This is just an injection of energy, but it should be sustainable beyond that, right? So we don't want to go through, what do they call it? Feast and famine. We don't want that. We want consistent compounding activity, not spikes, compounding, building week over week, month over month. And there's a minimum below which your income does not fall. That becomes your new zero, your new floor, because you're generating the activity that's generating that is based on a system. It's not based on how you feel. It's not based on your energy level at any given moment. Okay. So it's not about talent. It's not about how smart you are. It's not about how creative you are, how many ideas you have. It's not even about your strategy, because a lot of us will have a moment or we go sit down with a coach or we'll do whatever and we come up with, okay, this, I see it. This is exactly what I need to do. Blah, 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 blah. You write a proposal, you do all this kind of stuff. You got all the things together. But then you don't go and run that play every day. So until you hold yourself within the constraints of that new structure, that new system that you built, it doesn't matter. It doesn't manifest in the 3D. We need a repeatable system where you're showing up every day running the play. Why? Because the universe is doing what it's supposed to do. You said, okay, you could literally do this, right? So if you said, I'm making $100,000 over the next 12 months, at least, minimum, 6-figure business, here we go. Okay. So then you go and you read and you study, you find a coach, you done found all, you done had some sessions, 222, you done all of that. And it's like, all right, I know what to do. I know what I need to do. I got it. I need to talk to 50 people. I need to do this. I need to make sure I know this. I need to get my worldview together. Okay, I got it. You get all the stuff. And then you're like, yep, this is what I'm doing. You set your intentions, you meditate, if you want to do the bay leaves, people still want to do the cinnamon in the backyard. Okay, you did all that. Sea salt, everything. Okay, cool. So now the universe is like, oh, this is what we're doing. Okay, great. Wonderful. So guess what it's like? It's now like The universe is like a quarterback. So now it's gonna throw the ball up. Your job is to run the route, get around the defenders because you will have obstacles. Your job is to run the route, show up in the spot where you're supposed to show up. And that's because the ball is going to land. The universe is going to do what the universe is going to do. Okay? It's going to cook. It's going to send opportunity, everything. When I say these people work for you, it's all orchestrated for your benefit. But if you don't run the route, you sitting in the stands, you in line trying to get a hot dog and some nachos, and you kicking it. Oh, that's my homegirl. I ain't seen her in a long time. You all over there, and the universe is throwing the ball, and you're not running the route. You wonder why you're not winning the game. Like, we have to now take all this great energy and anchor it with a structure, a repeatable system that we can run every day. Okay, so that's the difference between an owner and an operator. Because by the time once you know the route, guess what you could do? Program some AI to do that. And you still get the same outcome. Take this problem, these conversations that I've had with these people. This is my worldview. This is my 5-star pitch. This is this. Somebody asked me how to do it the other day. It's all in the social media mastery. This is this. Put it all in your AI and say, now give me the hooks, give me the content, give me everything I need to do so that it's going to lead them to this, lead magnet or whatever. And boop, 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 boop. And then post. Create your images. Make sure it sound like you. It's got to sound like you. It's jumping off the page. You're like, yep, that's it. Daughter told me how to do hooks. I got my hook. Daughter told me how to do the body of the thing, the main points and all the stuff. I did all the stuff. Post it. Boom. Show up every day. Log it in. Ooh, somebody reached out. Immediately reach out. Why? Because it's on my calendar. This is my reach out time. Send a DM back. Get their email. Put them on my email list. Boop. Now the email is, the sequence is already automated. So now they're getting dripped on. And then if they want to get a call on my calendar, the link is there. Boop. It's automated. So you have to design the systems to do the work. Then initially you'll be running the play. Then you can use AI to do it. Y'all know we're at the point where you can have a one-person business using AI agents and you can make $100 million or more. We've reached that point already. So you don't necessarily have to have a team and all this kind of stuff. But what you want to do is to think like an owner, somebody who's designing the system and then willing to commit to what the system is telling you to do. Okay. That's the identity shift we need. Okay. We got to build a machine. That's our job as a business owner, to build a machine. Not just doing the work, getting caught in the busyness of it and getting confused and overwhelmed. And I don't know what's going on. I'm just too deep in the weeds to build a system. We got to zoom out, right? Documented, repeatable sequence of actions to produce a predictable output without requiring your constant presence to initiate each step in the process. That's what a system is. A documented, repeatable sequence of actions that produces a predictable output without requiring your constant presence to initiate each step. So that means, like in the context of what we're talking about today, getting ready for this content that we're going to be posting, content system would mean you've identified the problem that your audience is experiencing and specifically the problem language that they use. You're good at, you're developing a skill where you could build a piece of content that speaks to that daily and can stop the scroll. You have learned how to make a hook, headline, title that stops the scroll and a visual. And you give them some value in there. And then you have a lead magnet, something that's going to take them off that platform. It's going to resonate with people and bring them to a list that you control. System. And then there's a sequence beyond that moves them from the stranger that I just met to now somebody warm and interested in learning more to becoming a customer. And you should not have to manually intervene at every single stage, every single step in that process. Okay, so understanding high level, this is what needs to happen. Now I want you guys to start putting it on your calendar and actually making it happen every day, every week. Okay, it's a machine. And very few entrepreneurs have it. Even those who are making money, they're just kind of all over the place kind of energy. So let's break it down piece by piece. Inspiration is not going to do it. It doesn't matter how many great ideas you have written down in a notebook. I want you at the point where you're using forms. Like I have an idea, I type it up, bloop, bloop, bloop. It goes to some kind of spreadsheet. It goes to my Notion or my ClickUp or whatever you're using. You are using something, right? To organize yourself. Okay, your Asana or whatever you're using. And then it goes from there to a list of tasks. And I have that on my calendar blocked out, a time of day where I'm working on this category of tasks. When I get to that part of my schedule, I just go to the list of tasks and I do the next thing on the list. You can do this, y'all. A machine. And the starting point is your worldview and your customers' problems. Okay? Your worldview doesn't change. You're the lighthouse. This is what I stand on. This is what I stand for. I'm here to help Black people escape the matrix. We're getting off the financial grid by shifting our identity. There's a whole set of work I have to do in that. And then we're establishing these systems so we can get predictable, repeatable results. That's how we go from idea to assets, by shifting our identity. Okay? And then, so that doesn't change. Boom. Then your customers' problems, every time you talk to humans, you add more to that bank. It's a constant idea bank. You never run out. It's renewable. It's reliable. This is a renewable source of energy for your business. It is the problems that your customers are telling you. So why does I always say talk to humans? Because if you're talking to humans, you'll never run out of problems and language that people are speaking. And you could use that to fuel your machine. This is the fuel. They call it a startup because it's supposed to be an economic engine. And every engine needs fuel. This is the fuel. It's renewable, it's reliable, it never run out. Constantly generating new ideas, new things for you to talk about and have conversations about. And that's why I built the roadmap the way that it does. Principles, I talk about a lot. This is how money works, all financial capital, social capital. You don't need money to make money. All the stuff I talk about. You got to shift your identity. It's the inner work and the outer work, inner game and outer game. Da, 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 da. Then I'm like, who are these people? Where are these people that are going to trust you to solve their problem? And then what language are they using? And are you hosting conversations about their problem? If you get the first 3 steps on the roadmap right, you're already ahead of 90% of entrepreneurs. So let me show you what I mean. Okay, here's a question that most entrepreneurs use when they get ready to generate some content. First thing they say to themselves, they say, okay, what do I want to talk about today? And that's not the question that you should be asking yourself. The question should be, what is my customer trying to solve right now? And what is getting in their way? I'll repeat that. What is my customer trying to solve right now? And what is getting in their way? You should be able to list a lot of things. What are they struggling with? What are they asking about? What are they frustrated by? What keeps them up at night? What are they overwhelmed by? Well, I wish I could have this, but what comes after the but? What are they trying to solve right now? What do they wish they could have? And what is getting in their way? Okay? So when you say, what do I want to talk about today? You're focused on you. That's not what we're supposed to do. When you ask, what is my customer trying to solve right now? And what is getting in their way? You put your customer at the center. And that's going to help you build an engine. Okay? Produce content that your audience feels was written for them. It will make a stranger stop scrolling and think, man, why are they all in my head? It feels like they're talking to me. I have to know what they're going to say. Okay? So if you can nail all these problems and speak to the problems that they're facing and speak to the emotional language of how it makes them feel, they will believe you that you can help them to solve it. You don't have to overpromise. You don't have to do anything like that. You just have to prove that you understand where they are right now. That is the job of good content. Use the exact language that they use. And you see the exact specific frustration that they're feeling, that they're facing. And you speak to that. And then either because of your expertise, because of your own personal journey, or because you work with so many other clients, or because you've done the research, whatever the reason is, you're like, I've got something for that. And then you proceed to tell them how to solve it. They're going to keep following you. What else you got? Talk to me. So that level of precision, specificity is what makes your content convert. It's not production quality. That's why we're not talking about lights and all that kind of stuff. I didn't turn my light on today. I'm literally sitting in the room talking. I'm telling you, you don't need a perfect aesthetic and all this kind of stuff. The content that makes somebody stop scrolling is the one that makes them feel seen, heard, understood, cared for, valued, centered, present. If you're present with them, they feel centered. Guess what's going to happen? Connection. And connection is the birthplace of all currency. So the only way to make somebody feel seen is to know exactly what it is that they're looking at. What are they already thinking about? And speak to that. Okay, so the problem language that I've been preaching about for 60 days, that's your entire content strategy. Simply showing somebody that you understand their problem more clearly than they do. So they're feeling confused and overwhelmed, and you're like, oh, you feel like this? Yeah, yeah. Okay, it's probably because of this. And they'd be like, yeah. I'm just saying, once you do that, then it's like, so now they want to know, okay, so what do I do? So glad you asked. Listen, I made a guide to help people. This is what you need to do. It's all right here. Just give me your email and come on, you can fix this right now. It'll take you 15 minutes. Just get the guide. It's all in there. Who's not doing that? Who's not doing that? So now you're building your email list and they remember you. They're like, yeah, man, that was value. And then you're on there every day. So they see you in their feed. So now they know your name. That's the first big chasm you have to cross, is they have to remember who you are. Okay, they had a great experience. You gave them some value. Okay, I like this. That was amazing. You're like, oh, I have more. Just when you're on the list, and this, you're gonna get one of these every Friday. Seriously? Yeah, man. Okay, I'm in. Sign me up for that. Boom. Now they like it. And now every time they get that piece of value, piece of content, they see you the next video, the next one, the next email, trust is there. Know, like, and trust. Boom. And you're like, this is really cool. And then one day, 2 weeks later, you're like, by the way, I know I've been giving this to you piecemeal, but I actually have a thing where I put all of them, all the 100 prompts that made me $1 million last year, all of them. And the way that I recommend using them and use cases and stuff like that. If you want to build some AI agents and kind of automate your business, and I don't really want to learn AI, I just want to set this up and go ahead or I got that for you over there. You know, it's a couple $100, whatever, if you want to get that. Who's not doing that? Who? Y'all, you can't tell me that this is impossible. You can tell me that we don't want to lean in and do this work, but you know what I'm saying makes sense. This is just human nature, psychology, neuroscience. Okay, so if you describe their inner world with more accuracy than they could describe it themselves, they're locked in. Okay, so remember, we're not doing surveys, we're not doing the little focus groups and all this little mess that they be talking about. Little polls and stuff, that's cute, that's cool. But what do I always say? Go talk to 52 what? We're not asking AI. Y'all know AI is not real, right? I got people literally in there having whole strategy sessions with AI, but haven't fed AI anything from real humans. AI don't know. They're going to tell you what somebody wrote an article about. Whatever they can find on the internet, that's what they're going to tell you. That don't make it so. The question is, who do you have proximity to? Who are the people that you have proximity to whose problem you are uniquely positioned to solve? Who will talk to you about their problem? It's not general market research and going on Google and how big is my market size and what's my TAM, SAM, and SOM. Can't start a business like that. That's why starting with a business plan and a pitch deck and a business model canvas is the quickest way to fail in business. Go talk to humans. Go talk to real people. Get them in a situation where they just tell you all things, how they feel. The things that they're trying to figure out, they're trying to Google. The things they're trying to figure out and writing in their journal about. Things that really frustrated to keep them up, that make them nervous. Like, I can't even tell, like, my family's expecting me to get this outcome and I don't know what I'm doing. And who can I talk to? If you can get them to talk to you about this. I went to my doctor. Something just seems off. It's like they're telling me that I don't want to be on this medicine no more. I need to do something different. I don't know. And you're like, I understand. All my clients are feeling the same thing. And they're like, yes. So now they're locked in. You know what I mean? So you want to be a resource for people. not guessing, not what you think in your head. It's not just a hypothesis. Go talk to these people and then document what they said to you so we can see patterns, so we have some data. You know what I'm saying? And that problem language should all be in a document. Okay, let me see if I can give y'all something for free on today. Let me try, because this is all in the joint, in the social media mastery. Did I pull it out? Let me see if I did. 100 questions to ask yourself to help you really flesh out problem language for your customers. No, I don't have it. I don't have it. It's in the social media mastery though. But seriously, just all that language, put it in a document. Put your elevator pitch at the top. Say, and your bio. If you have a bio, put your bio, your elevator pitch. I help this kind of person do this kind of thing. Da, da, da. As somebody who's experienced this, and this, I'm on a mission to help people to go from this state to this state so they can da 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 instead of da 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 da. I believe that people shouldn't be struggling with da 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 da. Instead, they need to be ba 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 ba. That's why I created a business that does dot 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 and dot. Put all of this in a document. I'm literally telling you what to do, and then all the language problems people struggle with. What are they facing? What are they scared of? What have they tried before? All the 6 questions. There you go. I don't have to reinvent the wheel. Y'all already gave y'all this. The 6 questions that are explained in the Afro method. Put all of the answers to all of that as detailed of an answer as you can put. Put all of what I just said into a single document. Okay? And then put it in your GPT of choice and say the following. This is my business. This is my target. This is what I'm doing. This is what my people are struggling with. I need you to ideate 50 topics for content where I can host a conversation online about these problems and what people are facing. Make sure they're catchy. They will stop the scroll. They're emotionally impactful. Make them all different. Make them sound like me talking to them directly. I would use Boozy GPT for this, by the way, but whichever one you use. And push go. It's going to come back to with 50 different content ideas. And I would take that and I would go back to some of these days that I've taught on how to do hooks, because I've given you 5 or 10 different ways to think about hooks, the different types of hooks, like contrarian and, like most people think this, but actually it's this, and other ways to make hooks that make people stop scrolling. I would take that language and that training, put it in the GPT and say, okay, come up with 50 different hook ideas based on this framework and all those ideas they just came up with. Boom. It'll come back with 50 different hooks that you can use. And you go in there and read through it. And then I would, just keep ideating with your AI. So this don't have to take long. In an hour, you should have, 2 weeks or a month worth of content planned out. You should have a very clear sense of how there's a through line from your client's problem language to the type of content that you're creating. And I would even ask it to help you ideate some lead magnets and some things that you can offer people to bring them off of the social media platform onto your email list. It should be able to, and the more training you give it, all this training that I'm doing, if you take what I'm training and put it in the AI, it'll give you stuff that matches what I'm teaching. So it's not just any idea, any lead magnet, any kind of content, but things that are already proven by psychology and neuroscience to connect with humans. Y'all can hang up this phone, do that in less than an hour. I'm going to go outside on the back porch and enjoy the spring weather that we have today and take all of that. And then if you wanted to do it as a script, there's a way to do the script. That's why I made social media mastery. It tells you exactly what to do. Take that, put it in the AI. Okay, this is my topic for today. Give me a 10-minute script. Give me a 45-minute script. Give me a, however long, 60-second script, 90-second script. for these 10 pieces of content. Whoop, it gives you that. You can go outside, stand behind the trees behind you, put your phone on a little tripod, and use the little teleprompter thing that's free for everybody, so you can see the script on the thing as it goes up the screen, and make your videos. You can be done by 6 o'clock before the sun goes down. And then take it down, put it in the scheduler, tell it to, okay, I made these scripts. Now write the captions for each one of these and tell people to come off the video and come get this free thing. Put the caption in there, schedule it, your week's worth of content is done. Literally, y'all could do this in the next 2 hours. That's what I would do if I were you. So we don't want to create content that we want to think about. We want to create content that's meeting people exactly where they are. Okay. So we can't really get all the time. You can't necessarily get into solution, framework, methodology, if you're leaving a big part of your audience who's still drowning in the problem. If that makes sense. So if the audience is not sure, they don't get the feeling. Your content needs to make them feel like they want to feel. So if they don't get the feeling that you understand what they're dealing with and what they're going through, all the rest of that content, you can have 37,000 frameworks and exercises and things to do, technical things to do. But if you haven't built the trust yet, it's like, why would I listen to you versus somebody else? It's still it's foreign to me. So the first job of your content is to bring them into a relationship connection with you. And then once they feel seen, heard, understood, it's like, okay, now this is okay. You're not alone. You're not the only one feeling this way. It's cool. Now, if I were in your position, this is how I would solve it. And you have a little quick 1, 2, 3. And then it's like, if you want more, if you want the whole game plan, just go over here, give me your email. It's cool. But the most important part of the content is making them feel seen, heard, understood, cared for, valued, and all the things. Okay. Oh, here's Miss Rose. She was watching on YouTube. It could not figure out what all I said to put into GPT. Okay, so here we go. The reason why I'm not pulling up slides is because that's what's in the social media mastery, y'all. And so it's kind of unfair for me to give y'all that free, and I gave it to the people and they bought it. But I'm telling you what to do. You can literally put it together yourself. So number 1, you want to put your elevator pitch. If you have a bio, put that in there. This is all, say a Google Doc. Your elevator pitch, a bio, and all the problem language from your people that you've been talking to. Where do I get the problem language? Go into the resource guide, click on the thing that says Afro method, scroll down, it'll say 6 questions. It's highlighted. Click that. It's going to tell you exactly what 6 questions to ask to get somebody talking about their aspirations, their frustrations, and challenges. That's what you want to know. Take the deepest, most complete answers, things that your actual clients have actually said to you verbatim, put them all in this same document. So put the question, put all the language in the answers. Question, all the language in the answers. What are they struggling with? What are they frustrated with? What keeps them up at night? If they could solve it, if they could wave a magic wand, what would it look like? What would it feel like? What's the biggest obstacle? Da, 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 da. All the things. Put all of that in a document. Take that document to your GPT of choice, attach it, and say, I've attached, the background of my business and who I serve and what I do. Give me 50 content ideas to speak to this audience and the problems that they're addressing. Make sure that they're emotionally impactful. They will stop the scroll and they feel like a personal conversation connection, like I'm talking directly to somebody. And there's other prompt stuff that you need to get. That's why you need to get in the course. Okay. And hit go. And it's going to give you some ideas and stuff. If you don't like it, give it some more prompting until it gets better. Okay. Then I would take that response and I would take teaching that I've done in the past repeatedly for free about how to create hooks and how to create your content so that it's impactful and that it actually grabs people, makes them stop scrolling on whatever platform they're on. The title, the visual, the hook, first 2 seconds, whatever, all that. I would take that, attach it to the GPT, and I would say, okay, for these content ideas, match this framework for hooks and create 50 hooks, for all these pieces of content. Go. It's going to, and it's going to do it in a way, not just any hooks. Your GPT don't know how to make a hook. If you don't train it, it's going to give you some BS. So do that. You're welcome. And it'll give you all these hooks. Okay. Then I would say, if depending on your format, if you're writing LinkedIn, if you're writing Substack, if you're doing videos, either 60 second, 90 second, if you do a 10-minute, whatever, if you need a script. Okay. So I would say, turn these, you pick, your 10, your 5 off the list. Turn these into, hold on. Hold on. Okay, turn these into a script, however long the script needs to be, whatever platform it needs to be. And if you get into social media mastery, it has a prompt, so it'll do it exactly according to proven. I'm talking about, they've studied thousands and thousands and thousands of videos. They train me how to write scripts that jump off the thing and jump off the screen and make people watch all the way through. There's a process for that. So if you get in there, it'll tell you exactly what that is. Put that prompt. It's going to give you scripts. You go in there and you edit it and make sure it sounds like you. Then go outside or go wherever you want to sit down and do it with your phone. You don't need no fancy nothing. And either write the post for Substack, make the videos, whatever you're doing for, say, 5 days of content for the next week. Then go tell GPT, all right, I made these 5 scripts. I made these 5 posts or whatever, if they're videos or images. Give me the caption that's going to lead somebody from this to my call to action, to my lead magnet or whatever. It'll give you captions. Make sure it sounds like you, not GPT language, not AI. Don't be, if it keeps saying it's not this, it's this. It sounds like AI. Like, change it to it sounds like you. You know what I'm saying? But do all that. Get your caption, take your video, your post, put it in your little scheduler of choice. If you don't know how to schedule social media content, just go to social media scheduler, Google it, and it'll tell you a bunch of them. Try one of them. You can do it for free. You don't have to pay for it. And put all that stuff in there and go to bed. But it's all based on the work that we've been doing, your worldview, your concept, not just any elevator pitch, not just, hey, can you make me an elevator pitch? I'm a real estate agent. It's going to give you some garbage. I'm talking about things that have been proven to make hundreds of millions of dollars. Proven. We want to do it like this. We want to check the box of ethos, pathos, logos, emotion, logic, credibility. You know what I'm saying? You want to take somebody on a journey. You want to be storytelling. You want to have many hooks in there. You want to make it so that it's compelling. They feel like you're talking directly to them. Encode that in all your content, and you will never not make money. Use AI and train it on this language that I'm teaching you, the language of money. I'm teaching you how to digitize and take a one-to-one conversation and digitize it to do it one-to-many. Train your AI on how to do that. And then automate it. And you're not going to tell me, again, if you sell something for $500 and you start posting and you get to where you got 5, 10 people, 15, 20 people, let's say a week at first, and then you get better and you keep working. What works? Do more of that. This one really hit. Nobody responded to this. So let's do more like this. Take the one that works after a week or two. Put that in the GPT of choice. Hey, see this right here? They like this. I need 50 more content ideas like this one. Hey, I've had some more conversations with people. Take the audio, the transcripts from your actual conversations and say, analyze this and pull out the top 10 or 20, problems and things that people are really dealing with in my line of work. It'll give it back to you. Now take that becomes the anchor. Now you put that in your master document. You update the document. Okay, this is what the script needs. They really resonated with this. I need it to sound like this all the time. Train your GPT. So you should be getting better over every week. You should be getting better and better. So now, because you watch the game film, so now instead of getting 15, 20 people a week getting on your email list, you might get 15, 20 people a day getting on your email list. Now, guess what? 20 people a day, 10 days, that's 200 people. 1 month, that's 600 new people. All you need to sell is 200 other people to make, in my little made-up example, $100,000. Now, on average, it depends on what you're doing and what you're selling. But let's say you have a 5% conversion rate at any given point in time. So over, let's say 2 weeks, every 2 weeks, you'll probably be selling about 20 or 30 of these things once you get the engine on. So guess what? Let's say it's 20. How long is 10 weeks? How many months is that? That's not even 3 whole months. You would be able to make about $100,000 in about 10, 12 weeks with the system I just told you. If your product costs on average, I just made these numbers up, but do you understand the concept of what I'm saying? If you get really, really good at encapsulating what people are actually saying and thinking and feeling and what they're really going through, and making your content sound just like that, and then leading them to a solution that they're like, oh, that was awesome. Well, there's more. Y'all want some more? Just come over here on my email list. They come on the email list. And then there's more value. Oh, that was amazing. Oh, yeah, well, by the way, like every, less than 20% of your content is like, by the way, or a PS, or at the end, at the caption or whatever. It's like, by the way, I got a whole, you don't have to really figure this out. I got it already over here. Just get this thing right here. You gonna tell me 5% of those people are not gonna buy the thing? Of course they are. Of course they are. So now it's just like constantly more people, more value. Because the more people you talk to, the better your problem prompts get. The better your problem prompts get, the better your content gets. The better your content gets, the better the connection gets. And the more connection you make, the more currency. Come on, you know what? I'm hanging up. Because that's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. We don't have a money problem. We have a systems problem. Okay? There is no money problem. Now, if we keep waiting, you keep on till everybody figures out that the American economy, the way we know America is over with, the stuff starts collapsing and people start panicking when they figure out that 50% of white collar workers who are responsible for 65% of all consumer spending in America, when the lag happens and their savings start running out and it starts getting tight out here, don't wait till that day. Do this now. While everybody's still chilling and still going to vacation and still going on Disney cruises, and still going to Belize like it's normal. Like it's normal out here. Get your money now. So I'm going to pause. Who has questions, comments, challenges, concerns, perspective, feedback, or personal story time? Because that was just crystallized for me. Like I literally am going to go take this transcript and do what I said to prove to y'all that it works. I'm going to do exactly what I just said. Start from scratch. Anybody got comments, questions, concerns? What's holding you back? Is there any static in what I'm saying for you? Anybody? Ha!
Hi.
Hey.
So this was beautiful. Every time I go out and speak to people, every single time I make a new client, and I'm listening to the numbers you're giving here, I'm like, if I spoke to someone, I'm not talking about potential client. Every time I go out, I make at least one almost immediate client. Mm-hmm. And I like how you're saying we should speak to the problem area, like, because I don't have a problem making content, but you're right. My content is based on what I want to talk about. And yesterday when I went to an art exhibit, and a dude was like, yeah, I'm not really flexible. I really can't do yoga well. I don't want to be embarrassed. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, yeah, no, it's okay. We have beginners and stuff like that. But I realized he's telling me a problem. He's telling me a real problem that people have in entering a yoga class, because he's like, I do yoga on demand, yet I don't actually do it in a classroom setting and he said it multiple times, I don't want to be embarrassed because I can't do a split. I'm like, I can't do a split. He's like, you can't? I was like, no. So it's like, I think you're right. This is a new way. I wrote it down. This is a new way of looking at how to create content to actually speak to the people. And what's holding me back? You're right. Systems and getting on that elephant diet. So this is good. I like this.
Yay. Thank you for that feedback. That's awesome. So yeah, sometime this week, I would love to see some content from you about being embarrassed. If you've been avoiding yoga and avoiding fitness and avoiding this and that because you feel embarrassed because you don't let yourself go, you don't got so, whatever. And you're like, oh my God, I can't show up in a gym. I can't show up in a public place, or I can't, get in a yoga class, and I can't even sit Indian style, cross leg, whatever, whatever that is. I would love to see some content from you on that, because if one person, this is just minimum math. I don't have like a scientific reference for this. I have somebody who's tapped in, people be reading the Akashic records and stuff. This is what they said to me. They said if one person has a thought, at least 13,000 other people had that same thought. So at minimum. And if more than one person has said that to you, do the math. If 10 people feel that way, that means probably 500,000 people feel that way. So why wouldn't we make content to speak to the people? That's all we got to do. Speak to the people.
We've got to give the people what they want.
Come on, got to give the people.
So yesterday, I went from somebody I met last week on a Saturday, talking to humans remember I was telling you at the smoke shop, saying that, oh yeah, I can teach you how to get high off of your prana. And he said, when I left, the people are like, I don't think she's all there. Mm-hmm. And he's like, no, I think she's there. And he came in, he paid for his stretch session, and he sent me a message after. He's like, call me when you get a chance. And he was like, what we just did, he's like, I feel so high right now. He's like, doctor's been telling me I need $10,000 worth of this type of shot, this type of surgery, or I need to have this type of pill. And he's like, he's like, I left without any pain. I feel like he said, I feel high as a kite right now. Mm. And he was like, and he allowed me to videotape it. And then I also asked, I said, would you be willing to come on a Zoom where we can talk about your experience? Because he was like, he's 6'5", mm-hmm. and he's pretty big. And he was like, honestly, I didn't even know if you'd be able to move me. Like, I was like, yeah, come in. He's like, I go get massages. They throw a little bit of oil on you, touch you a little. They
right.
Like, but he's like, you really, really. And so I was like, wow. I think, yeah. He's like, yeah. He said, I'll do a Zoom. He's a little hesitating because he's like, I don't look exactly the way I want to look, but he really resonated with a lot of the things that I say. And he was like, you should put that on a t-shirt. And I said, well, really? I said, my guru, like I follow Sadhguru. I said, really, my guru says that all the time. And then he mentioned something else. He was like, yeah, my back, this is my problem back. And I said, damn, if I were to ask your back, it might tell me you're the problem. And he's like, but he doesn't realize that's something I used to tell my daughter when she was little. She's like, mommy, this and that. I said, Harmony, this is what your foot told me. Mm-hmm. It told me that you got issues. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I thought it was super great because that was just speaking on a Saturday, on a day that most people are not even open. I just said, I'm going to go out and speak to people after one of your calls. Yeah. And I did. And every time, and yesterday was just like that too. So it's exciting. I do need the systems in place because my callback isn't where it needs to be. Luckily, I did call him back, but I still need to get on point.
Yeah. So, I love that. You need some content. Everything you just said, I just heard like 2 weeks of content, basically. But I like the fact that you asked him, you followed up with him. Because even if he didn't want to get on camera, he could just be no screen and just audio capture, the conversation. Yeah. That's still social proof. That's currency. Yeah. Definitely do that. So we're leading with the problem, their problem, in the language that they actually use. We're not offering anything, we're just showing up. Okay. We are just meeting them where they are. And so not being busy, not having activity, but we have having strategy in terms of what we post. And that's going to make all the difference in the world. So things that are interesting to you or interesting to create is not necessarily the same as things that resonate with your specific audience, right? So posting 5 times a week is cool. That's activity. Strategy says, what specific problem did each post address? And what was the next step for somebody who watched that or read that post? That sounds like strategy. So that's what I want for everybody on the call. So I keep hearing a lot about elephant diet and SOPs and having a system and structure. So I'm going to make it my business to bring that forward and really continue to teach on how to turn all this energy into a system that you could just follow every day. So I will be doing that, incorporating that all this week in the content every day at 2:00. And of course, we'll be here Thursday at 6. If you need me, you already got access to me because it's not available to anyone anymore. But if you already have that, you go to bettercalldoc.com and I got you. And we could totally do this. It's totally doable, y'all. Completely 100% doable. So let's just not be consistent. Let's broadcast a certain clear signal every time we post. It's something that connects to the core problem and resonates so deeply that it makes people want to take an action with us after they engage with our content. That's intentional. That's strategic. That's the sound of money. So if all hearts and minds are clear, I will see you guys tomorrow at 2:00 where we do this again every day. Every day. Why? Because we're getting this money. We're not playing with it. We don't have to. But why? Why do we have to struggle? We don't. Get your money, be okay, and get out the way. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. If it wasn't possible, we would have a different conversation. But it's totally, totally doable. There are people who are not as brilliant as you, who are not as needed as you, who don't have a solution like you have, who don't have a story like you have, who are out here turning this content into money in their bank account. And so I want to create a pathway where every single person on this phone can make your bank account finally match your brilliance. That is my job here. And so, big challenge. If you take an hour with what I just said, it's going to change the trajectory of your business. If you need more, go look. The replay will be in the Dollhouse 2.0. It'll be on YouTube for a little while till it comes down. And trust yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just allow what I said about what's possible to elevate your frequency. You don't have to be like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. No, I literally just told you what to do. So now it's like, okay, just schedule the time. That's your homework for this week. It's Sunday. You should be planning your week if you haven't done that already. So put a time on your calendar at least 3 times a week, if not every single day, where you're going to sit down for 45 minutes and wrestle and engage with what I just told you to do today. You don't have to have it all figured out. Just put an appointment on your calendar to show up and do what Doll said. You could put that on your calendar. Go from your customer's problem all the way through your content to a call to action. And then go back and forth with your GPT until you get some really good content ideas and a whole library of things that you could post ready to go. It's going to change your life. So I'll see y'all on the next one. Until then, we got to go. I got to go. We're out. Pew!
Bye.